than an hour away from that proposed deadline that the Pima County Sheriff says they potentially have on a ransom note involved in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie, the 84-year-old mother of Savannah Guthrie, the Today Show host. And they laid out a sort of timeline earlier on today at this press conference, giving some sense of what we're doing, but still no suspects.
This is Cameron Guthrie. I'm speaking for the Guthrie family. Whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you. We haven't heard anything directly.
Savannah Guthrie has released another video not long ago. Plus, her name is in the Epstein files as well. They also said the blood on the front porch is Nancy's. More information, stay tuned, Fugitive TV. Welcome to Fugitive TV. I am your host, Ray Marcel, where we take a look at cases of unsolved mysteries, cases of missing people, like we're going to talk about today, Nancy Guthrie. Now, I've done a few videos on this. I've even done a few lives, and some of you guys have attended the lives, okay? Well, right now, what we're going to talk about is the fact that Savannah Guthrie has released another video, okay? She's released another video on an Instagram account, but this video is with her brother, okay? It's just her brother, and her brother is talking to the abductors, or I should say the people who are holding Nancy hostage. Now, we don't know if Nancy's alive still. There's been no indication, but the family wants to know, is Nancy still alive? Not only that, I came across something in the Epstein files that has Savannah Guthrie's name in it. Now, I don't know if there's any connection. I'm going to let you guys decide that, but I am going to read exactly what's going on in the Epstein files with Savannah's name, all right? Well, right now, let's take a look at the video of Savannah's brother.
Right now to this video that Cameron Guthrie just put out. This is the brother of Savannah Guthrie, the son of Nancy Guthrie. Watch.
This is Cameron Guthrie. I'm speaking for the Guthrie family. Whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you. We haven't heard anything directly. We need you to reach out, and we need a way to communicate with you so we can move forward. But first, we have to know that you have our mom. We want to talk to you, and we are waiting for contact.
Sheriff, this is something Cameron is saying that Savannah said last night. You know, we need to know you have our mother, and we need to know she's alive. And Savannah took great care to note that in today's AI world, it can be difficult to ascertain that. Nancy Guthrie was on the Today Show many times. We know that there is technology. You could get her voice from those appearances on television and make a completely fake audio tape of Nancy talking.
All right, so that's the video of Savannah's brother, Cameron. Now, there was a press conference that was held earlier. I don't know if you guys seen it or not, but there was a press conference held earlier. They did give us a little more details than what we already knew, okay? So for one, they're saying that when Nancy was dropped off at her house, okay? They're saying that when she was dropped off, a garage opened up. So the garage is connected to a system to where they can see the time the garage opens or closes. So they said the garage opened up and they gave a time. And then they said the garage closed and then they gave a time. So when Nancy got dropped off, she most likely went through the garage into her house.
Nancy was last seen at her Tucson home just before 10 Saturday night after dinner with family. Early Sunday morning, a doorbell camera disconnected at 1:47. Minutes later, software detected someone on camera, but there's no video. By 2:28, Nancy's pacemaker app disconnected from her phone. Sheriff Nano says that there's no way to recover that video because there's no subscription for the camera.
They've run out of ways to recover any video.
All of this comes after Guthrie.
But the one thing they did not say that I peeped on was that the next morning when the family came back, who was supposed to be Annie and Tommaso, when they came back to the house the next day to check up on Nancy, they never said how they got in the house. They never said if the garage opened up or closed. I peeped that. They never said that. They never said they went through the front door or the back door, okay? Now, right now, they can't get ring camera footage from the house because one, the ring cameras have been pretty much ripped off. The cameras have been ripped off the house. So whoever has done this knows where the cameras at. They ripped them off. Not only that, they can't get footage because there's no subscription. So that means the subscription stopped. I'm willing to bet that whoever went into this house, whoever did what they did, might have access to the ring cameras. So once again, that might put Tommaso into question because if he's a family member, he's trusted, and he's down the street only 10 minutes away, he might have access to the garage, to getting in the front door, the back door, and might have access to the ring cameras just in case something happens with Nancy. Think about it. Something happens with Nancy, right? She falls, something, whatever happens, they can look on the cameras at the house. Think about it. That would make sense, right? So they put up the camera. Oh, let's go over the house. We have her on video. So I can see them having access to the ring cameras. So they said the subscription was no longer active. So I'm wondering if somebody had the ring camera app connected to her ring cameras and just didn't do the subscription because they know you need a subscription to keep the video footage in the cloud. So it's starting to make sense. I'm putting these pieces together a little bit. Now, for one thing they did do is they did impound Annie Guthrie's car, Annie and Tommaso's car, okay? They also went into the house and took out evidence. Come to find out, I was wondering if Annie and Tommaso gave them permission to do this. They did not. FBI showed up with a search warrant, people. So they showed up with a search warrant to their house to impound the car and take evidence out of the house. All right. So this still could be standard procedure, but they did show up with a search warrant. So Tommaso and Annie did not give them permission to go in the house. They showed up with a search warrant.
As the search for 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie enters another day Thursday, authorities speaking directly to whoever is responsible for her disappearance, calling for immediate action.
You still have the time to do the right thing before this becomes a worse, much worse scenario for you.
The FBI has announced a $50,000 reward for any information leading to Nancy's safe return or the arrest of anyone involved.
Now, there's another thing I discovered while doing my live last night, okay? We all know that Tommaso, or Tommasa, however you want to pronounce his name, was in a band, okay? So he was in a band. Here's the weird thing. So he moved here to America in 2006. Supposedly, he got married to Annie Guthrie in the same year, 2006. So I'm wondering if she went to Italy and married him and he came back, or he came here and found her. Well, that part I can't find. But he did form a band within that same year, 2007, and the band is called Early Black. Now, there are two other members of this band. One of the members, I'm not going to mention their names yet, but one of the members has a questionable background. He was charged with burglary, okay? Which means you're breaking into somebody's home. Now, I'm not saying that this is a connection. I'm going to let you guys decide that. What do you think about this? But he was charged with burglary. So that does put up the red flag, okay, on that one. Now, we're going to look over some of my notes here. Now, I don't know if he still talks to his bandmates. That I don't know. I tried looking at his Facebook. His Facebook, to my knowledge, okay, from what I saw, has been taken down, okay? So government probably seized it. He was working at a a school teaching sixth grade. There was a post on the school's Facebook account. You click on it, it's no longer there. That post has been taken down. So I don't know if the schools let him go or what, but that's been taken down.
Tips on everything. Okay, your TMZ. So you have tips coming in all the time. So when this one came in, and as you look at it now, Was there anything about how it came in or anything about it, this letter, this ransom letter, that was unusual to you?
It felt like somebody means business. I mean, when you read it, it's very detailed. This person thought through, I believe, again, if it's legit, this person thought through the markers of showing that it's real. The Bitcoin address we checked immediately, and it's a real address. The FBI mentioned at the news conference today something that we had seen, where they mentioned the Apple Watch and the floodlight, and that was what really put my antenna up, and we immediately called the sheriff because that's what we could say to him, which is, you know, here are these two items they're mentioning. Does this make you interested in it? I will say this, that they do mention an Apple Watch, as the FBI said, and they do mention the floodlight, the damaged floodlight. There is something else, and it is the placement of the Apple Watch, which has not come out. And if that placement is accurate, I'm sure that is something that puts this letter on the FBI's radar.
Oh, okay. So you're saying not just that there was an Apple Watch, which I am aware, was in that letter before any reporting, when you got the letter, before any reporting on the Apple Watch came out, right? So it wasn't as if they saw the reporting and put it in there. But you're saying it talked about a specific location. So if that turns out to be accurate, obviously, that says a lot. Right. Harvey, as you and I are sitting here,
and that's, look, we called the sheriff immediately and gave them the letter. And then a couple hours later, we got a call from the FBI, and they had a lot of questions about this. And I think that placement of the Apple Watch, if this is true, is something where they would immediately take this seriously.
Now, we all know about the ransom note, right? And I know there's confusion. Some people are like, oh, it's fake because somebody got arrested. Okay, this is what happened. I'm going to explain this to you, okay? The ransom note that was sent to TMZ, it was sent to CBS affiliate, and I think another station, okay? That note, they're saying they're still investigating. I personally think they think it's real. I personally think they knew about the note before we even found out about it. I wouldn't be surprised if a note was left the day that everybody showed up to the house and found out that she was missing, okay? Or the police showed up and was like, there's a note. I wouldn't be shocked if that happened and they just didn't tell us. We just happened to find out from TMZ because TMZ, you know, they want to spread everything. So some guy tried to pull a smart one, a fast one, wherever you want to call it. Actually, he was really dumb for doing this. So we have the ransom note out there asking for the Bitcoin. The Bitcoin address is a real address, all right? And I explain how Bitcoin works in my couple other videos just for you guys. If you don't know, just really quick, okay? Bitcoin, you sign up for a Bitcoin wallet on your phone. It gives you a Bitcoin address. The address is mixed with a bunch of numbers and letters like 128C. And then what you do is you give that address to somebody else and you can send it to them and say, hey, send me some Bitcoin. And they send you some Bitcoin in that address, but they don't know who owns the address. They don't know who owns the address, okay? Not at all. They just know 128C or whatever. And then you take the Bitcoin. Now you have to withdraw the Bitcoin, turn it into cash some sort of way. There's a thing called funneling. You can funnel it, tumble it. There's different words for it, where you can take your Bitcoin and you can mix it up with everybody else's Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is digital. So you can take it and mix it up with everybody else's Bitcoin, funnel it, almost like laundering money in a way, okay? And then withdraw it. And by the time the police find out who exactly owned that address, you could be long gone to Russia, Belize, or wherever you want to go, okay? So some guy found the family's phone number. He got the phone number online. The phone number is not hard to get as long as you have access to one of these little background apps, okay? So he had access to a background app, got the phone number, decided to text the family, okay? Text the family from where he lived at using his own IP address, and text those people asking them, hey, send me the Bitcoin, acting like he is the one that sent the original note. This guy supposedly is a county worker. His name is Derek Kalela. He was a county worker, and he's out of California. All right. And they arrested him because they traced his IP address. What an idiot. What a dummy. Okay. And if you're on my live, I told you guys on my live the other day, I think it was yesterday, I told you guys on my live, you can spoof an IP address. You can even block an IP address. You can even have your IP address go into a different country. Not this guy. Not this guy. He just said, let me text him. Come on. What it?
A Hawthorne man is facing federal charges in a fraudulent ransom scheme tied to the high-profile disappearance of NBC Savannah Guthrie's mother. It's a story, of course, everyone has been following. Prosecutors say Derek Colella demanded Bitcoin from the Guthrie family after 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie went missing from her Arizona home. The FBI actually arrested Colella in Hawthorne today. The investigation moved quickly.
Now, I told you guys earlier that Savannah Guthrie's name, she was in the Epstein files, okay? So I'm pulling it up here so I can read this to you guys and exactly what's going on. So exactly what's going on is Savannah had an interview, all right, back in 2011. And this is dealing with that interview, all right? So this file, there's names blanked out. So we don't know who the name is. But this is how it starts out. It starts out saying, just wanted to give you a heads up. She done another interview with Savannah Guthrie. It says she's done another interview. Now it doesn't say who the she is, okay? She's done another interview with Savannah Guthrie. In it, she is the following. She was interviewed by FBI in 2011 by A, and it blanks that out. In the interview, she gave names of all the girls she helped to traffic, okay? So supposedly whoever this person is that Savannah Guthrie interviewed, they gave Savannah a lot of names and information that a lot of people don't know. And you know what happened with this interview? It was never aired at all. So that means Savannah knows some information that people didn't want out there in the public. Now, I'm not saying this is connected. I'm not saying that whatsoever. Like I said, I'm gonna let you guys decide. You guys can comment below and let me know what you think. But I just found it very odd that this pops up, and there's, I think, 3 million files in the Epstein files, 3 million or something like that. And her name's in one of them. I mean, there's gonna be a lot of names in there, right? But this happens, and then this happens at the exact same time. Her grandma gets, or her mom gets abducted, and then this happens at the same time. I mean, you guys let me know. What do you think with this? And do you think the brother-in-law is responsible, or do you think it's somebody else? Now, somebody in my live did make a comment, which makes a lot of sense. If Nancy is still alive, okay, and somebody is holding her, and if the brother or the son-in-law is responsible, Tomasa, does that mean he did it himself? Probably not, because he wouldn't want Nancy to point him out when she gets released. Somebody made a comment on my live last night, and it made a lot of sense. Yeah, if Nancy is alive and she ends up going back and Tommaso is the one responsible, he wouldn't have done it himself. He would have sent somebody else. So is that when a bandmate comes into play? Or is that when somebody else he knows or somebody else he hired, if he's the one that did this? Because like I said, the police right now are still saying there's no prime suspect, even though I think they're lying. Okay? Now, you guys let me know, what do you think about this whole scenario? First of all, do you think she's still alive? Do you think the Epstein files has anything to do with what's going on, what I just read? And isn't it odd that Tommaso's bandmate already had a burglary charge of breaking an entry? Now, there are other charges too. I'm just not going to name these charges yet, all right? And I'm not going to name his name. I know you can probably go find it, but I'm not going to do it because he hasn't been, you guys can probably find it. But let me know what you guys think. And please like, subscribe, and share the channel, okay? You guys have been wonderful. And for you guys that's been returning, you know the deal. do the exact same thing. That's been rocking with me from day one. There's a lot of you guys out there. I'm gonna try and get to another live pretty soon for you guys, all right? Because we've been having these lives, have been hundreds of people in them. It's been great and fantastic, okay? And if you guys have any information, you know you can always send it to me, all right? Fugitive TV. Take care of one another. I'm out.